The other standout stock of the day, Intel. As we reported, its shares jumped almost 7% to just about $30 a share. This is its highest level in a decade. Investors bought up the stock after the company raised its revenue guidance. As we told you last night, the semiconductor maker is citing strong corporate sales for its upbeat outlook. So, is it time to add Intel to your portfolio? We turn to Doug Friedman with RBC Capital Markets in San Francisco. So, Doug, let me just ask you the basic question. Buy, sell, or hold Intel at this point? What are you telling your clients?
We're telling our clients to hold on to it. We have a sector perform rating, and we're very bullish on the overall semiconductor sector, of which Intel is a major part of.
When you call it a sector perform, what does that really mean, and how well do you expect the sector to perform? Because it's basically a commoditized sector these days.
I would agree that the sector is, I don't know that I would call it commoditized. What I would say is that the sector is mature, and we're seeing a behavior out of our companies along those lines where we're getting much greater cash return out of the sector. And I think that the sector still has legs in terms of its ability to return cash flow to investors. And there are still attractive names within the group despite the outperformance that it's put up this year.
It seems like the main reason that there's so much interest now in Intel is because Microsoft is retiring its Windows XP operating system, and so a lot of people will be upgrading with their PCs. So is this a short-term phenomenon, or is this something that goes beyond the next 6 months or so?
That's a huge question that we're really trying to answer and is very hard to get at the core of right now. There's no doubt that there is some impact from corporations that need to get off of XP operating systems still being used by a very large number of the installed base. And as a result of that, they are likely probably buying some new hardware. We did have quite a bit of cannibalization occurring of the computing market by tablets, a market that Intel is only this year pushing into with a subsidy program. So there's a couple of moving pieces that we're trying to dig at. I would say the market is benefiting from the Windows upgrade cycle, and we think that that lasts at least another quarter. It's probably going to take 6 or 9 months to figure out just what type of an impact it's having.
Where does Intel stand with respect to chips for mobile products, and do you find that to be a particular weak backhand for this company?
I would completely agree that they are pretty much coming from a ground level of almost zero in the mobile market. Investors are incredibly focused on how well they will do there, whether they can get into that market. Management is dedicated to getting into the market. They're losing billions of dollars a year in their efforts to break into this market. We happen to advocate a buy over build strategy. I think they should be more acquisitive in the space as opposed to trying to invest in it from the ground up.
All right, lots of good information. Thanks so much, Doug. Doug Friedman with RBC Capital Markets.